This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so at the restaurant, it's a small discussion. It is at a restaurant. So as you can see in the image, there are a couple at a restaurant, and there is a monsieur, waiter, who's giving them a menu card. Menu is also called la carte here. So we'll look at that from the starting. I'll just read out the whole sentence for you first in French, and then we'll do one by one translation, and you will help me with the translation. Is that okay? Good. It's bonjour monsieur, voici une table libre. Merci. La carte s'il vous plaît. Voilà monsieur. C'est ce que vous prenez. Qu'est-ce que vous prenez? Un hors de ouvre pour commencer, des sardines de la oui. Et ensuite, qu'il y a au menu, au mouton, beefsteak, donnez-moi un beefsteak. Vous me servez un bon fromage, giré, brie, camembert. Du giré, bien monsieur. Pour le dessert, je vous recommande notre tarte maison. Et qu'est-ce que vous boire? A demi-bottle du vin rouge. Okay, is it did it sound something similar, or is what like okay or no or yes? Do you get a hold of it, like what they are discussing? So we'll go one by one now. Yeah, there are some unknown words. That's why we are doing it. Yeah. So bonjour, monsieur is you may not explain. Bonjour, monsieur is bonjour. Voici un table libre. Libre is free, and the opposite of that is occupy. Libre is free. The new word today is libre. The word is libre, and merci, that is thank you. La carte s'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît is please. La carte is the menu. It is asking for the menu. Bonjour, monsieur. Voici un table. Here is a table, free table. Thank you. And then la carte s'il vous plaît. The menus, please. Voila, monsieur. Voila is an expression that doesn't have any meaning, but it is like here you go. Here it is. Voila is voila is an expression that a lot of people use, and it really doesn't have any meaning. But suppose we are having a discussion, and the discussion is over, so I say voila, on y va. So alors, or there's also a word called alors. Alors, and this means okay, here you go, or let us go. Alors and voici are two words which are used before a sentence, which really they don't have any meaning as such, but these are something like here you go, or they are like pulling back your attention. So in Hindi we say chalo, now let us leave. or hey, now let's move. Something like that in English also we have, and in French also. It's to grab your attention back to the topic. You say voila. Okay, voila, monsieur is so. Yes, monsieur. Qu'est-ce que vous prend? Qu'est-ce que is what? Who is you? Here, see, they're using vous and not you. Qu'est-ce que vous prenez? So sorry, it's prendre. The verb is prendre. It's vous prenez. That means what do you? Prendre is to take. Prane is what do you want to take? What do you want to have? And or tu ouvres pour commencer. Pour commencer, an ouvre de ouvre is for the starters or for the to start with. The or de ouvre pour commencer. De Sandrine à la huile. Huile. The pronunciation is little difficult. It's huile. The H is little silent. U, E, L. Sondrin is like the if you I think Hindi speaking guys, for Hindi speaking it is Suji. Suji is like I don't know what do you say in English. If you anyone can help me get an English word in Hindi, we call it yes, yes. So Sondrin is like uh, sorry, I'm very bad at this food words, and all of you are being female, you might know this. So Suji, yes. So it's a starter, and they want something called Sondrin de la Huile. And then he asked, "Et ensuite?" A is that is and ensuite also I think we saw this before. Did we? In any of the sentences, I have like a very vague. I'm recollecting that we discussed. If you know the word, let me know. If not, I'll tell it. Ensuite is uh, suite is then ensuite is following that. Ensuite is like after that. Ensuite is what is next. Okay. Ensuite is next. Qu'il y a au menu. Qui y a au menu. Qu'il y a au menu. That is, what do you have in the menu? And ensuite, qui il y a is there au menu, in the menu. He says the mutton is mutton, comma beef stick. He's giving you two options. What do you have in the menu? Like ensuite, what do you have in the menu, or what is there in the menu next? He says it is mutton or beef stick. He says donnez-moi.
Sorry, Rahul, to interrupt. Here in the list of words I have written next as prochain. Is that wrong?
Yes, prochaine is also next. Ensuite is actually, to be precise, it is following which.
Okay.
So when I say you are next or you are standing next, and when we are precise in terms of position, we use prochaine. Okay, and here ensuite is following which. What is next? So we are not actually using the next as in the position. We are using what we in terms of time. What is following next? Okay. Second, yeah. Ensuite is following which. Following. Following is always like what is after that. So he says donnez-moi. This way didn't do. That is part of pronouns. So I think we did half of it. Personal pronouns. Donnez-moi is like a command that you give. Give me. You are saying you please give me. We are not using the whole sentence. We are just using a command format, that is give me a beef stick or give me a beef stick. And the next sentence is vous me servez un bon fromage. Can anyone tell me what tense is this? Servez un bon fromage. If you closely observe the word, it is servir, servir, and after that you have ez. Yes, Amreen, you're right. Servir with an ez is future. So it's telling, will you be serving us a good fromage? Fromage is cheese. Bon is a good. Fromage, fromage is a cheese. I think this, a lot of you know, fromage is called cheese. And France is known for its varieties of cheese. Right? Okay. Will you be serving us a cheese, a good cheese? So he gives three options: Gruyere, Brie, et Cambert. So he says some Gruyere, Gruyere. Due is some. Whenever, as you know, it could be a lot of people use this food items. So part of the cheese, there could be a restaurant also. Probability is there. So there are a lot of cheese, and these cheese are known by its name, and others they don't have a name. So like mozzarella is that is part of the Italian cheese. So there's mozzarella. Then there are a lot of cheese names, and fromage is actually the name of like it's the whole cheese are called as fromage here. Fromage is a cheese, and he gives the three ones, and he says due. Due, Gruyere is some this one, some cheese. Bien, monsieur. Well, sure, monsieur, mister. Now, what is pour le dessert? Pour le dessert. For the dessert. Yes. Je vous recommande. Je vous recommande. Can anyone translate that, please? Je vous recommande. Je vous recommande. Je vous recommande. Again, do literal translation, one word by word. I am looking for a very precise word. Je vous recommande. Yes, Amri, now you got it correct. So everyone listen, there is now you have to be very specific as in what is there. Now you know all the words. So Amreen first wrote, I will recommend. So I will is, it's in part of future. Aisha also wrote I will, and then Amreen wrote again I would, but it is not saying anything because it is in present tense. Megha said, can you recommend? That's an interrogative sentence, which is not the case. Nidhi wrote, what do you recommend? He's again not asking a question. And then Aisha wrote, I am recommending. Recommending is also not the case, but I was specifically looking for that word you. And in last summary, note this: I recommend you. The pronoun is coming before the verb. So you have now onwards, you have to be a little careful. Je vous is I you. Recommend is recommend. Okay? I recommend you. Je vous recommande. So this you have to get into your the DNA that the pronoun comes before the verb. So whenever you see the two persons, that is je and vous together, it is je vous recommande. I recommend you. And what is this? Notre. Notre. Yes, it is our. I recommend you our. Tarte maison. Tarte is tarte maison. Tarte you might not know because we didn't do tarte. It's a pie. It could be an apple pie. Yes. How you know this? Tarte is kind of an app. It's a pie. And maison. Maison is a house. So he says, I recommend you to our house, like in a restaurant, generally you might have heard it. It's like they also use this word maison, but in some cases they use our home specialty or our restaurant specialty. So he says, I will recommend you Notre Tarte Maison is our house specialty. And then he says, qu'est-ce que vous, qu'est-ce que vous, boire is to drink, it is vous brouiller. So it is, what would you like to drink? Again, it's in future. So it's boire is the verb. And then in boire, you remove e and then add the ending. So it is vous brouiller. So he's asking, and what you would like to drink? He says, a demi bottle. What is demi here? Demi. Yes, perfect. Half bottle. Bouteille. If you see, the pronunciation is also same. Bouteille. Make a note of this word. Bouteille is bottle. Bouteille de vin. Vin is wine. And rouge, you have already seen it before. Rouge is red. Wine is vin. So he says half a bottle, like generally you have full and a half. So the demi bottle is a smaller one. Demi bottle du vin rouge, half bottle of red wine. Okay? Yes or no? Did you get it now? Everyone, yes. Thank you. So now you are able to identify sentences in past tense. You are able to identify sentences with pronouns. Is that you have to do it regularly and more often. So you'll come across a lot of such words. Make a note of such words. And we will, whenever it comes across, I will try to ask you a question so that you recollect back. The most important thing in any language is the uh, the you know the word, you register it, but when you want it, it doesn't come back to you, as in you don't remember it back. So for that, we need to practice. And whenever I generally, when I come across such word, I will try to ask the question, as in like it will make you think, and that for all of you, it gets registered. Okay. Yep. Did we do this one? Because I am a little skeptical about that. We did this or not? Je suis le premier, donc l'enfant dans la famille, la famille. We did. Okay, we didn't do. So we'll quickly do this. I will again read. Okay, I will let me just get into that French mode now. So je lira. Je lira is I will be reading. Je lira le document en français en français et après je vous ferai la traduction. Okay, so je lirai le document en français en la première et en la deuxième et après je vous ferai la traduction. That is, I will read the document in French first, and then and after in the second place I will give you, or I will do the translation. Is that okay? Did you get it? Je lirai en la première, je lirai le document en français et après je vous ferai la traduction en anglais. Si vous compris? Si vous compris? Oui. Est-ce que vous entendu? Est-ce que vous entendu? Okay, now tell me what is the difference between this. Est-ce que vous entendez and est-ce que vous avez entendu? What is the difference between the first and the second? Est-ce que I didn't write the est-ce que word, just the short form. No, I'll repeat the first one. Listen to it carefully. Est-ce que is what? You just have to look at the last three words. Is est-ce que vous entendez? And the next one is est-ce que vous avez entendu? Give me the translation, please. I want you to think in the same way like what I am asking now. Je vous proposera que vous me répondra. What did you hear? Okay, we have answers. Is this you listen? No. Tenses are different. No. Have you listened? Yes. What did you hear? Yes. What did you heard? Nidhi, yes, you're like correct. Amrin also is correct. Understand is not the correct word, Aisha. Understand is compris. Compris is comprendre. Now you will have to be a little specific in terms of verbs. Comprendre is to understand. Savoir is to know. I'm giving you all the differences. And when I say entendre is to hear. So there is a lot of difference between understand and hear. It could mean the same, but now if you would have given me this answer last month, I would consider that. But now since we know the verbs, we should be very specific, as in, am I saying listening, am I saying talking, am I saying speaking? So there is a difference between talking and speaking. These are two different verbs. So now we'll have to be very specific moving forward. So comprendre is to understand, savoir is to know. I understand your problem. I would never say I know your problem. I know the rule. That is a perfect example of no. You don't say I understand the rules. And then entendre is I hear. Oh, sorry, it's to hear. So I hear what you said. So Nidhi, you were correct. Amreen, you were half correct. So The sentences are, the first one is in present tense. Est-ce que vous entendez? Is that you heard what I said? And the second one, sorry, the first one is, did you hear? And the second one is, est-ce que vous avez entendu? If you see here, there is another verb, our verb, that is past tense. Have you heard what I said? Okay. Yep. So I'll again repeat it. Je vous, generally if I'm addressing you in English also, I would say vous only, because it's a plural form of you, that is you. So à la première, in the first, je lirai en français, et après, je vous donne, I'm changing the tense now, the verb now. Je vous donne la traduction. It is, I will give you the translation. This is literally giving you. There I said, je vais faire la traduction. Je vous ferai la traduction. That is, I will do the translation. Here I'm saying I would give the translation. There is a difference. Okay. So let's not get into that. We'll come back to the topic. I keep diverting. Sorry. Je suis le premier. Donc, enfant d'une famille de 4 enfants. Mes parents ont eu, donc 3 garçons et une fille. Je suis la aîne. Ma soeur est régulièrement plus jeune que moi. Elle est 1 an et demi de moi. Elle est actuellement donc secrétaire de mari et maman d'une petite fille adorable. Mes deux frères. So let's do one thing, is it's too long, so we'll split into one by one paragraph. I'll repeat it again. I was reading a little slow right now. Try to understand the meaning of the verb. Now I'm repeating with the actual speed. Je suis le premier donc enfant d'une famille de 4 enfants. Mes parents ont eu donc 3 garçons et une fille. Je suis l'aîne. Ma sœur est régulièrement plus jeune que moi. Elle est 1 an et demi de moi. Elle est actuellement donc secrétaire d'un mari et maman d'une petite fille adorable. So this guy is telling about his family. It is la famille. Je suis le premier is I am the first. Donc is it's again an expression that doesn't have a meaning. It's saying je suis le premier. The commas are not actually placed as it is placed in the sentences here. This is just to give a break, like je suis le premier, and then you take a little pause, then you say donc, then you take a little pause, and then you read the whole line. Okay, je suis le premier, I am the first. Donc is of or then. Enfant d'une famille de 4 enfants. It is I am the first among first children of a family of 4. I am the first child. This is enfant. It is singular. D'une famille de 4 enfants. That is, I am the first child of a family of 4 children. Getting it? I am the first child of a family of 4 children. Mes parents is my parents. Here the word is repeating here. It is you have to remove this or and you. It is here or you. That is my parents. This is or and you. If you closely look at this, This is past tense, passé composé. He says, I am the first student, I am the first child of a family of 4 children. My parents have had, have had, okay, have had. This is the past tense of our verb, passé composé. Donc is then. Next, trois garçons et un fille, that is 3 boys and 1 girl. Je suis la aîne, I am the eldest. La aîne is eldest. My sister, ma sœur, est relativement plus jeune. If you see, is règlement is again MENT and it is LY. So plus jeune que moi is she is really young to me. And he says again LA, she is, she has. Again, if you see here, while using the age, we don't use our conjugate I have. Sorry, you would not use the ether conjugation, that is she is. You would use the conjugation she has. So she have 1 year and a half de moins of less. She is 1 year and a half. De moins is of less is the sentence here means is he is 1.5 year younger to me. De moins is less. She has 1.5 year less. La actuellement, she is actually or she is right now working as secretary de une mairie. Mairie is like the uh, in India you say it as a commissionerate or a municipal commissioner. Here we call it as a municipal commissioner. It's a male post, but in France it is Marie is a person who takes care of the city, that department, Marie. So she is a secretary in a Marie. A Mama de une petite fille adorable. That I think I need not specify that. It is she is also a mama of this is of a small girl adorable. She is also a mama of a very beautiful or a very adorable girl. So she says her sister. Okay. So I'll repeat it again. Je suis le premier enfant d'une famille de 4 enfants. Mes parents ont eu donc ont eu donc trois garçons et un fille. Je suis la haine. Mon cher est régulièrement plus jeune que moi. Elle est 1 an et demi de moi. She is 1.5 years less. Elle est actuellement secrétaire d'une mairie et maman d'une petite fille adorable. In English, I am the first child of the family of 4 children. My parents have had 3 boys and 1 girl. I am the eldest. My sister is slightly younger to me. She is 1.5 year less. LA, she is currently secretary de une mairie. She is working here or she is a secretary in the municipality, like municipal, marine is municipal. A. Momo is mother of a very adorable girl. Any questions with this? So here you will have to make a note of the words are the elder. Plus jeune is the comparative one. Plus, plus jeune is slightly younger. Règlement is slightly. Plus jeune is slightly younger que moi. Que moi is than me. Que here is than. Que moi is than me. This is again personal pronoun. We did not do this moi is
Rahul,
than.
how did the word flu come here?
Plus
Like
jeune.
we have been using it as negative and then for superlative. But here, how
No,
does it
no, no, no.
apply?
Plus is like more.
Mood. Okay. But
In the comparative also we saw
hmm,
bon like for mal, plumal and la plumal, that is bad, very bad, and worst, right? If you remember, hold on.
yes, I remember that. That's why I'm asking the meaning is more. Then how does it apply here? Here it says slightly. I mean, what
Slightly
does it
more younger.
actually mean? More
If
younger.
you don't,
Okay.
it is like uh, she's slightly more younger than me. Like you cannot take the literal translation here, but you would say she's slightly younger to me. Plus jeune is plus is more, so slightly more younger to me. That's the literal translation, but when you look at it in English, you would say slightly younger to me. Okay. Any other thing? So the verbs that you have to add in your vocabulary list are premier, trois garçons. La haine is the eldest. Règlement is slightly. Actuellement is currently. Actual is like right now. What is the actual status, you say? What is actual status right now? So it is current status. So when you have this MENT, that is LY. So it is currently. Règle, règlement. That is slightly. Okay. And demi, de moi. Secrétaire, Marie. Rest all is same. So tell me one thing, did you find this difficult to, like, we are just starting it, but now are you comfortable translating such small sentences into English? I know one or two vocabulary you will have to find out, but yes, at least 4 or 5 words in any sentence you need to know. Apart from that, the smaller ones like in, and, but, for. Yes, you do the literal translation because you have now every see the way you're looking at it is every time whenever you're looking at French, you're looking with that English mirror in between. That is okay. This is how you do in French, and this is how you do in English. So you're comparing always these two, and there will be automatically a point where you will look at French as it is. That English one will not come in between. Yeah, you just have to leave those words, leave them blank, and then move forward. I know this will be there till your like B2 level also. You will also come across certain words always that are new. So you'll have to just omit that and then move forward. And you will get kind of a hint of it. Okay. I can translate, but when it comes to framing a sentence, I make many mistakes. How do I improve? Okay. So the first thing is you have to get your the conjugation correct. So you cannot say I have, where it should have been I had. So the tense has to be literally correct. So now you know all the tenses. So there you shouldn't make any mistake, and that's where I will suggest you to do the exercises. Apart from that, like what we did the other day, Amreen, just go to a newspaper, look at the news, or if you can look at the news from India, because that is something you already know. So go to this where France 24. See, even now, if I want to say that France 24 channel, I would not say in English because I've been saying it so many times that whenever I say this channel, I would say France 24. I would never like I never imagine myself saying France 24 because I've never said that. I've used so many times France 24, France 24, France 24. I never use it anymore. So that English filter will slowly fade away. And then Le Monde, and then you have TV 5 Monde. Now I'll never say TV5 Monde because now TV Monde is French. 5 I will always never use it with English. I would always say TV 5 Monde. 5 is 5. So these are the channels. 20 minutes. These are all the newspapers. Go to those newspapers, look at the Asia section or go to India section if they have, and look at the news which are there in French, and take a small paragraph. Try to read the first is try to read the sentence. Now you know what is what. There you slowly underline where the conjugation is, where the verbs are coming. So this is the verb, this is the noun, this is the pronoun, this is the preposition. You underline that and try to translate each of them, and then uh, add it and try to make a sentence. Of course, some words will not come. So Google that words, you will come to know the sentence. Initially, it will be very tough to translate even one paragraph, but when you do it over time, it will be easy and you will collect a lot of words and you will know how the sentences are made. So till now, what we were looking at a very simple and a basic tense, a one line fill in the blank is there. You just have to fill the verb. So your more focus is only on the verb. Now you will have to construct the whole sentence. Getting it? Okay, now the second paragraph. Yep. Mais deux frères sont bien plus jeunes que moi. So here he says, if you see, Règlement is slightly more younger. Here he says, my two brothers are plus young. So the Règlement is not there here. Bien is very well. So the two brothers are well younger to me, way younger than que moi, que nous, que nous, sorry. So que nous is than us. That us means this guy and her sister. So that means after the two child there is a lot of gap in the age. That says, mes deux frères sont bien plus jeunes que nous. Que nous is than us. Nous avons 9 ans et uh, nous avons 9 ans. Again, I don't know why there are two times. 9 ans et 11 ans de différence. That is, we have 9 ans is 9 years and 11 years of difference. That means the first two childs are in the age within the gap of 1.5 years, and the third and the fourth child, that are the two brothers, have a difference of 9 years and 11 years. So I'll repeat the sentence again. Mes deux frères sont bien plus jeunes que nous. Nous avons 9 ans et 11 ans de différents. Le premier est donc commercial dans une société de vente par correspondant. Le deuxième, le second est tout juste diplômé de son université et actuellement à la recherche d'un emploi dans le secteur de la communication. So let me just make a change here because there are a lot of such words which are not required. So I'll just remove them, and most of them are like double types. I don't know why. Maybe I was last time I was giving someone a demo. This u is like for the expression. Mes deux frères sont bien plus jeunes que nous. Nous avons 9 ans et 11 ans de différence. Le premier est donc is a commercial, then une société de vente, and then par correspondant. Le deuxième est tout juste diplôme de son université et actuellement la société cherche d'emploi dans le secteur de communication. Okay, now it's correct. Let me see. Yep. So it is, yeah. So we were here. Mes deux frères sont bien plus jeunes que nous. Nous avons 9 ans et 11 ans de différence. Le premier est commercial dans une société de vente par correspondant. Le deuxième est tout juste diplôme dans son université et actuellement à la recherche d'un emploi dans le secteur de la communication. Okay, that's the action speed. So, mes deux frères sont bien. I'll do the translation for you. Look at it carefully. My two brothers are very young than us. We have 9 years and 11 years of difference. The first is a commercial can be an agent in a society, in a organization. They want is, if you know, when in English you use this word called vendor. Vendor is someone who sells. Want is sold. So he is agent then in a society, in an organization of selling, like a sales agent. Okay. Par correspondent is an independent, like he draw commissions. He is not an employee. And the second is just a tout juste diplôme de son université. So he just got diploma from the university, and actuellement, again we are using this word, actuellement is currently à la recherche. À la is at the, research is searching for a employee, for a job dans le secteur, in the sector of communication. I hope this was pretty much very clear. No new words, very few, and all of them were actually commercial words, so you should have got it. Yes or no? Did you have any issues with this second paragraph? Research is search. To search. Recherche is in the search of. Yeah, it's search. Chercher is search. Research is looking out for, is also searching for. I'll just mute for a minute. Yep. So, and any questions with this? Commercial is like is an agent in a sales organization. Society they want is society is it's not the housing society, it is an organization. Society they want is coming from the word want is to sell. So you have the verb that is wander is person who sells, and the same one in English you have is vendor. So that's actually coming from a French word, vendor. And then employee is the same. Employee is an employment. It's a job in the sector of communication. Any questions, anything that you have in the second paragraph? If not, I'll quickly move on to the next. Okay, so the last one is voila. Again, as I told you, it's like, okay, come back to the topic now. So it is voila. A, Juan me esperó. Il est, why I have written it like this, I don't know. Else, acha, this is for the pronunciation. You are putting else, mon père est à la retraite depuis 3 ans maintenant. Mon mère est de métier secrétaire dactylo et arrêté de travail pour, till here, pour nous élever à la maison comme ma mère au foyer. So let me just quickly change the, it is here or alors, that is like an again an expression that is okay. And about my parents, ils mon père est à la retraite. Retraite. If you see this word retraite, have you seen this word anywhere? The word retraite. No? Retreat. Retreat. Where have you seen this word retreat? No? In generally this the parks and the clubhouses or the ones which are outside city, you have many of them, they call themselves the retreat, where they, yes, retreat parks. So like that, that word is coming from retreat. Retreat is generally in other way it is retirement parks. So the word is la retreat is retired. The word is retired. Okay, the word is retired. And after that, deputy is again here. Deputy, you might have known this word by now. Deputy is no. Deputy is since. Yes, deputy is since. So here is my et voilà mes parents. Mon père est à la retraite. Is retired depuis 3 ans. Is retired since 3 years. Maintenant now. Maintenant is now. I think I told you this also. Maintenant is now. He is retired since 3 years now. Ma mère is my mother is de métier secrétaire dictilo is she is métier is the principal secretary. Dictilo is what is stilo? Stilo is pen. Dextilo is a typist. So with pen also you write. I don't know how these words are related, but stilo is pen where you write. Dextilo uh, is a typist. So she was the principal or a principal secretary of typist. Principal typist. Matlab she is the main typist. Okay. Can you hear me now? Yeah, there was a power cut. I had to shift my Wi-Fi. Okay, so my parents, my father has retired since 3 years now, and my mother, she's the principal secretary, and she the sentences, I don't know why it's not matching. Some word is missing here. Yeah, so she is a principal secretary, and arrêté de travail is she had arrêté is to arrest. Travail is work. Which one? One. Where is that quant? This quant. Okay, here. Yeah, quant is actually quant. It is as far as my parents. Like here, the thing is this. I think I've modified the paragraph for reading purpose. So that's why these words are actually repeating, and there is a dot 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 and all. So just ignore that. Voila, mes parents. It is here like voila is again you don't have any word for it. It's like again, like now come back or now let's talk about my parents. My parents, my father is a retired since 3 years, and my mother is a principal secretary, typist, and she stopped the work is arrêter de travail. Arrêter is to stop. The travail is here to travel or to work. To work, yes. So she had to stop the work for, and then for you directly have to come here. Nous révéler à la maison. What is this verb? Laver. Laver. Élever is to raise. You raise your children, right? That means you don't lift them, you lift them throughout life. So she had to stop the work for nous révéler à la maison, to raise us à la maison is at the house. So she was working and then she had to stop for raising us. Nous élever. Elevator is the closely word which you can compare. Elevator is you elevate, you come from the ground floor to up. Eleve is to raise us here. Nu is us. So she had to stop work to raise us. A la maison is at the house. And then last sentence is comme mère au foyer. Foyer is like comme is as. Comme is as. Comme is as, and the sentence is mère au foyer. What is mère? What is mère here? Mother. Au foyer is a housewife or a homemaker. So whenever you, in your introduction, when you want to say my mother is a homemaker, you would say elle est mère au foyer. Foyer is she is a homemaker. She's not working. She's at home, or she raises children. That's it. So the equivalent word for homemaker or a housewife or like who's not working mother, you would say mère au foyer. Foyer is something which you have in your house actually that has got a place where you burn wood. Foyer. So she's mother, that is called a home. So that's how the word has come literally. Mère au foyer. Okay. So I think now it's clear. Is it clear or no? Okay. So I will forward the slide to you right away. Can you complete the next one, please? This one. I think the English one is already given here. So just try to repeat this and have a discussion. No, we'll look at this later. That's okay. And this one and this one. That's fine. So I'll